Okay, starting off, everything is zeroed on the trip computer. Okay, part one, how to drive fuel efficiently with Chris McLean and your environmental manager, Malcolm Bryson.
Good evening.
The trip computer has been reset. We will be splitting this training session into two separate parts. First part will be me driving normally on a predetermined route that Chris hopefully has in his head, and we'll have a look at how long it takes, how far we've travelled, and our average speed and our MPG on that trip.
Yeah.
We'll then go through a second session where Chris gives me a few tips and a bit of coaching on how to drive a little bit more efficiently, and then we'll compare our figures at the end and see whether it's worked or not. Is this a roundabout? That's what it is. Yeah. This doesn't bode well for the future. Right, let's give it a try anyway. Just have faith in the GoPro. Right, we're
Turn left at the roundabout. First exit. Left again, yeah. Left again. So we're going to go to basically a run round Motherwell.
Right, so that incorporates a little bit of motorway, a little bit of...
Well, it's got a bit of dual carriageway heading down to Motherwell from Hamilton.
Yeah.
It incorporates some town dual carriageway. It incorporates a lot of roundabouts. It incorporates some traffic lights. It incorporates some town centre. It incorporates some hills, some uphills, some downhills, varied speed limits. It's got a bit of everything.
Excellent.
Which is what we want to have.
Yeah,
It should give us the best.
representation.
Yeah. How many tests did you set?
4, I think.
4?
I think I passed on the 4th one. I think I did. I do not. My memory is beginning to fade, but I'm pretty sure it was the 4th one I passed.
Super. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Started at 7:30. 17-minute journey, 6 miles, and we averaged 49 miles per gallon, and the average speed was 24 miles per hour. So let's see what we can do if we take a little bit more time and think a little bit more about how we can drive more efficiently.
Okay. The 3 main things to think about is using your gears correctly so we can use the correct revs of the car. So we don't want the engine to be revving too much because there's just no need.
Okay, so
Right.
don't over rev, keep
So
the revs nice and low.
Keep the revs low with using the gears to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Right. It doesn't actually matter too much. If you need to use a lower gear to accelerate onto a motorway or accelerate onto something, it doesn't matter if you use a lower gear and you accelerate quite hard, because if you accelerate quite hard, you only do it for a short period of time.
Yeah.
And that's okay. So it's whether you accelerate hard for a short period of time and get up to speed to keep the safety going, or whether you accelerate gently for a long period of time, you're going to use the same amount of fuel because it's the same amount of work done to actually get up to speed. It's the same amount of energy to do it. So it doesn't really matter with that too much. But once you are up to speed, you definitely want to be getting up the gears to bring the rest down low.
Yeah.
And probably the biggest thing is your anticipation.
Okay, so
Right.
look ahead.
So you're looking ahead, you're planning ahead so that you're trying to not stop the car.
Right.
Because the hardest bit of getting moving is just, if you've ever pushed a car, the hardest bit is getting it going initially.
Yeah.
After that, it's really easy, quick to push and you can build up speed.
Yeah.
So anticipation, so you're doing that, and that runs in very nicely with the sort of rolling first gear. Sorry, not rolling first gear. It fills in very nicely with the trailing throttle, where you're actually coming back off that accelerator and approach to things.
Yeah.
Spending as much time as possible using as little accelerator as possible. And ideally, if we can use zero throttle, it means that the car doesn't inject any fuel. It doesn't need to. It can use the momentum we've already built up.
As long as you're staying in gear.
As long as you're staying in gear.
Yeah.
Because put the clutch down, the coasting, the engine still has to inject a little bit of fuel to stop itself from stalling.
Okay.
So those are the 3 things that we're going to go with.
Okay. Back where we started. Trip computer.
And reset.
Back to 0.
So the port numbers was 24 miles an hour and 49 mpg.
Yeah.
So same idea. So even approaching here,
Yeah.
you're already getting into your trailing throttle. Can
Yeah.
you keep the car moving?
Off the power.
Get the car moving.
Looking ahead, seeing that the traffic's queued up in front as well, so no point in putting your foot back on the throttle again. Lovely Maserati in front of us. I imagine it's using considerably more fuel than we are right now. Okay, looking ahead, seeing that there's traffic lights coming up. It does help that I've done this route about 20 minutes ago, and I know I'm going to come up to traffic lights.
But even just now, you can come off accelerator.
Yeah.
And there is no need, the car will roll, it'll roll forever. And right now Malcolm's completely off accelerator, no need to do anything like that. He'll select the appropriate gear when he's got 30, and hopefully the lights will be changing for us, but even if they don't, they'll change.
Still save some fuel. I don't think we could have done much about that, to be honest.
But for that entire distance that you're coming up, you're not using
Any diesel.
any diesel.
It's going well. We're already at 55.4 mpg. That's that initial shove that you were talking about. That is the most.
That's the bit that
most
uses
costly.
the most fuel.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, when you're going up a hill like we're about to go up just now, some cars, if you're needing to change into higher gear, you would have to use a lot of accelerator to get it up the hill in that gear.
Yeah.
That's more costly as well, so you'd be much better just for that hill, keeping the lower gear, but use less accelerator
So
at that
it's
point.
not necessarily always about being in the lowest gear. It's about
always
being in
about
the right gear.
It's about the most efficient gear. It's about being in the right gear, so you're not using a lot of accelerator. So again, just trail the throttle and approach the roundabout.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can keep it going.
Can indeed.
No problems. So with a bit of planning there, Malcolm's lowest speed going through a roundabout in a 30 zone was about 20,
Yeah.
maybe 22,
Yeah.
rather than it being down to 15-10, because that's less speed you then have to gain up again by accelerating once you come out the other side.
Yep. Down the gears, seeing that there's cars coming, trying to keep the car moving. Oh, we just about managed to keep it rolling. Probably should have been paying a bit more attention there. Not quite in the zone, it's been a long day today.
I was going to say that we could have been using the hill a little bit more to help slow the car down a bit earlier.
Yeah. A little bit more, but I imagine when you
It's
do,
once
it becomes second nature. Really.
It becomes second nature once you concentrate on it a little while.
I think a lot of people probably know how to do a lot of this.
And they just don't.
And they either just don't or don't quite want to put that effort in right at the very beginning. So off the throttle. Let the car roll down it in gear, obviously. Using a bit of engine braking and around the corner.
That's better.
Which, if you're not from Scotland, you won't realise the sort of car park that becomes at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. But the concertina effect of people not looking ahead and braking and accelerating and braking and accelerating is probably the best example of that poor behaviour. It could be a much more efficient road if everyone just looked ahead a little bit further.
If everybody tried to keep their distance to the car in front, there would be no traffic jams.
Yeah. So there you go, there's another advantage to driving efficiently, is that you contribute to the efficiency of the overall network. Imagine a world without traffic jams.
It's hard to imagine that.
It's hard to imagine that, yeah.
Now at this point of the last run, I'm not sure exactly what we were at this point, but we're now sitting at 57.4.
It's unlikely to have been higher than that, I would say. But we're halfway, aren't we? Was it 6 miles we did last time?
6 miles, yeah.
So we're halfway.
Just cruising along here, just trying to use as little accelerate as possible.
Yeah.
No, it's not. You're not going to go any slower. You just try to use as little as possible. 7 mark.
Yeah.
Which is saving nearly 20%.
Yeah, very impressive considering I personally think I drive fairly efficiently already. But that's the same for everybody. Most people think they do. Most people think they're great drivers, let's be honest.
Yeah.
slightly
I reckon you
effective.
could come off it now and not use it again.
That's one thing this car does do well. It does
Roll.
with very little drag, friction. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Indicate.
Same parking space we did before.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, that is pretty impressive. That's
So we can have a look to see what the results are.
yeah.
So the first run we done 49 mpg with an average speed of 24 miles an hour.
Yep.
17 miles, 17 minutes and 6 miles. This run, our average speed was 24.2, which is effectively the same.
Yeah. If a little bit faster.
If anything, a little bit quicker round the route,
Yeah.
but that's maybe down to you now know the route.
Yeah. Possibly.
17 minutes, the same time it took us.
Yep.
6 miles, same distance, but the consumption was 57.5 miles to the gallon,
That is amazing.
which is a saving of
Some MPG.
8.5 mpg, which is slightly more than 20%.
Yeah.
And if you imagine how much fuel a company like Amy uses, if you could take 20% off your fuel bill,
That would be colossal. Absolutely colossal. And there's no real reason why you can't apply the same driving techniques to driving an HGV or even a light commercial vehicle where the fuel consumption is much greater. But that also means the savings can be much greater. The same approach can be applied. Anyway, thanks for listening and thanks for your time.